what's up? Pigskin heads, their coffee cups, football cards on the table scattered, chasing legends torn and battered. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud, talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud, talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Foil flares the golden shine, breaking packs the holy shrine, hits and misses, legends rise, gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud, talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Flares the golden shine, breaking packs the holy shrine, hits and misses, legends rise, gritty dance under neon skies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud, talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell. Warriors breaking bones, dreams collapse on brittle thrones, trash talk flies, stats collide, football frenzy never dies. Weekly updates shouted loud, fantasy lineups make us proud, talking trades, hobby news to yell, Pigskin Press Box live as hell.
What's up? We are back on a Sunday, football Sunday. We got the night game ready to start. My Chargers, they did it, 3-0 and 3-0 in the division. Are you kidding me? What's up, everybody? I see Spanky, I see Sick Twist, I got Lisa, we got Justin in the building so far. What's going on, guys? How you feeling tonight? I'm feeling pretty good. Fantasy wasn't as good for me, but hey, my Chargers are sitting atop of the division, 3 games into the season. You can't beat that. What's everybody think about tonight, man? Did you guys' teams all win or what? I'm trying to see if you guys got some teams. See if you guys did good. I'm on top of Cloud 9 right now. Bolts are riding. Saw some injuries, though. Kind of concerning. The O-line action. Couple injuries there. Tough break for Harris and James. Yeah, we did. You know, Najee Harris, it's pretty rough. And then James Conner, dude. I mean, that's what killed me in my fantasy this week. I had James Conner starting. But, yeah, that's right. The Broncos lost to the Chargers, bro. Get used to it. There's one more coming. Ha! So, yeah, I had a good week. You know, I picked up a couple cool cards. Wasn't too bad. I didn't pick up a lot, but I did get a couple of cool ones, man. Here, I'll bring you guys down. Actually, well, let's get into fantasy football. I think I had fantasy football on there next. This week was kind of a rough one for me, man. I'm not going to lie. I got a little spank action going on. Not doing too good in fantasy this year. I'm playing SV Vintage this week. Hopefully we'll see him in here. What's up, Dino? Dino's here. Yeah, dude, Hammy, I mean, I'm playing SV Vintage. He's spanking me right now. If you look in the middle, he's just getting me. But yeah, see, I had started, Chase Brown. Chase Brown, like, just annihilated me. Terry McLaurin went out with the injury. James Conner went out with the injury. Jerry Jeudy just smoked me. And then, you know, on the other side of the coin, you know, the SV Vintage, man, he rocked it. He had a couple players. Dude, Hunter Henry. Like, when did a tight end just go for 29 points out of nowhere? You know what I mean? But congrats to him for spanking me, dropping me to 2-0 or 0-2 in the league. Going through the league, we had the Browns did win. That was a cool game too, man. Hey, what's up, Sports Card Ripping Teacher? I was actually just getting on to you next. You were playing 2 days rips, and looks like he's got a handle on that one. Lions luck, man. He's killing it. He's over small town rips. Hammy took out Sick Twist. Let's see. Boji took out Buck Nasty Cards. And let's see. Cash and Dad took out Nikki 2 times. So, all in all, I mean, it's been kind of a funky one over the league right now. Let's see. It's not going to show today's standings. Well, actually, I'm going to go to 3-0, my bad. But, yeah, it looks like Small Town Rip's going to drop. But it looks like Lions Luck's going to end up leading the pack right now. I'm down, way down. Especially after this week. I didn't get very many points, so kind of a rough one. 2 days Rips. What's going on, man?
Sunday night, the screen lights up. Pigskin.
Sorry, guys. Don't know what happened there. My bad. A little tired, a little excited. I was kind of falling behind this evening, getting everything set up because I was watching the game. So, yeah, my bad. But yeah, no, definitely pretty cool little league going on so far. But into what I picked up this week, let's see. I got a couple of cool cards, man. I bought a card, and I'll show you that one last. But when I bought the card, the guy sent me a couple of cards. He sent me a Lad McConkey from the Score a Treat, and then he sent me another one, both of the Score a Treat ones. And he sent me a Joe Alt Select. So that was cool. He sent me those for free when I picked up the cards I got from him. I picked up this Omarion Hampton. It's the orange from Donruss Elite. It's numbered out 849. Just a cool card. I grabbed that one kind of cheap. It's perfectly centered, man, so might grade well. And then the card that I picked up where he had sent me a couple cards free was I picked up another Omarion Hampton auto. I wanted to get this one because it's an on-card auto, and it's the year 1. He's actually in a Chargers uniform. Although it's airbrushed. I don't care. Still a cool card. On-card auto. Grab that. So, yeah, like I said, I picked that up, and then he had thrown in for free a couple other cards for me. So, that was pretty cool. I like it when you find a cool eBay seller. Ships on time and sends you some free stuff, extra goodies. Can't beat that. So, that was pretty much my whole pickup for the week. I was going to talk today. I wanted to kind of get into some grading because, I've picked up a couple cards that I might send out to grading, and I want to know what you guys thought and get your guys' opinion, When it comes to grading, it's kind of weird because I'm kind of torn with all the grading companies that are out. There's some of them I don't like the slab, some of the way I don't like them, they grade. I mean, what's your guys' opinion? Who's some of your guys' favorites? Who do you grade with? Is everybody pretty much grading PSA or... Yeah, 2 days. Let me see where you at. You got oh yeah, I think you're pretty good on that one. You got Vince pretty solid right now. They're saying it's it's 58%. Well, who you guys stopped playing? Oh, you still got Derrick Henry on Monday night. He's got Pacheco. That's going to be here in a minute, so we'll see that game. And then you got Baltimore's defense. That could be interesting. See what Derrick Henry does. It's raining. It looks like it says it's rain for Monday. So if it rains, maybe they'll be running the ball a lot. So watch out for Derrick Henry. But yeah, who do you guys grade with? You know what I mean? And if you do grade with people, are you part of their club, membership, whatever, PSA or SGC, CGC? Just kind of curious. There's a lot of different companies out there, and just the way they grade is all different. You know what I mean? So I was wondering, let me see if anyone wants to chime in on that. But yeah, I mean, PSA is kind of like the standard, so I've used PSA quite a bit. I've also sent stuff to SGC. I mean, CGC. I like CGC slabs and stuff, so they're pretty consistent in their grading. They're actually not a bad grading company. And PSA, it's PSA. So, unfortunately, it's like the industry standard, and with it being that way, don't like PSA looks. I agree. The tag looks, and SCG PSA is the value. Yeah, and that's kind of what's driving it. I display my cards, and I'm a Charger fan, so I have a lot of Charger cards and stuff, and I don't like the little red line around it, the little box, is kind of it's too intrusive, you know what I mean? It stands out. I'm kind of looking at my cards, and it's like, it's the first thing your eye goes to, you know, and I think that kind of takes away from it for me. But unfortunately, you know, with them being the top dogs for now, they're pretty much everywhere. But yeah, PSA, I don't like the label. I agree. You know, I don't think the label should like foreshadow the card. You know, if somebody looks at it, and I guess that's kind of what I was talking about. You know, I wanted to talk about the slabs too, because that's like a big thing for me, is the slab. You know, and I'm not a huge fan of the way PSA looks. Let me see. Let me go back to the card cam. I brought out a couple cards. You know, talking about Derrick Henry. But it's just the slab, man. It that red label is just so, especially when you have a card that, you know, they're a blue team. You know, it just kind of, it does. I mean, it looks generic, but at the same time, you do have to be able to read it. The back is all right. You know, the back is the back, but it doesn't look too bad. But the front is just super, super like intrusive. That red is like, you can't get away from it. You know, so there was like PSA. And then I was looking at SGC, and SGC has a really nice slab. I like the clear slab like that. I think they look super sharp. I'm not a huge fan of the rounded corners, though. I mean, they're not too bad. I just feel like I like the look of this slab, the shape of this PSA slab better. I'm not a fan of the frosted look, and I'm not a fan of the red label. I love the clear CGC slab. It looks great, and the label's cool. It's not an intrusive label. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, that red label, it's pretty much takes the stage. And then I was looking at Beckett, and I'm not a fan of Beckett on any level. I don't like the shape of their slabs. At least if you're kind of looking at like the CGC and PSA, yeah, they have the rounded corners on the CGC, but at least they're kind of like a standard size. Like if you're keeping them in a box or something like that, you're kind of like, at least they're the same size. You know, when it comes to Beckett, it's like their slabs are fatter but shorter, so they're like, I don't know, they don't stack right. And then when you display them, if you put them in cases, they don't look right. If you look at bumpers and stuff, it's like you got to buy specific ones for Beckett, specific ones for PSA. You know, I feel like it's kind of, there should be like an industry standard almost in the shape of the slab and the size. But you can do stuff to change the way it looks, you know. I said I like the clearer slabs much better. So I do like the fact that the Beckett is clear. I kind of like the clear part of the label. But I'm really not a big fan of their label either. And they have like multiple labels too. They have one for like the Beckett value grading, and yeah, Beckett is ugly for sure. And they're kind of like bulky and sharp. I don't know. I had to buy this card though. So unfortunately, sometimes when I get a good deal, I see a card I want, you know, I buy it, and then I'm always going to sit there and say, oh, I'm going to send it out and cross it over. And yeah, like you see, I've crossed them all over. But but yeah, so that, and then this is probably like my least favorite slab. And I know a lot of the vintage guys go with SGC, but I mean, if you want to talk about just odd sized, I mean, compared to like, it's a freaking tank, man. Like you could assault somebody with this slab. You like do bodily damage. I mean, I kind of like the black around there. I mean, that's kind of cool because it does pop it off a little bit. But maybe if it was like a PSA slab that was black, you know, and it wasn't like just this bulky, gaudy black thing, but it's kind of like, and then the back is just plain, dude. We were in a card shop today. Some kid brought in a bunch of old Beckett's to sell. Pretty cool to look. I mean, I'll buy them. Look, if I can get a good deal on a card, I'm gonna buy it. Especially if you know it's in good centering. That's how I have my Jim Brown rookie in this SGC slab. I got a good deal on it. It's like super centered. You know, it's a clean card. A couple fuzzy edges, so it did knock down to a 4. But I mean, all in all, it's a great looking card. So ultimately, I'll get this thing out of this slab and into something that displays a little better. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Here's different slabs. I got them laid out. That's why I brought some of each. I don't have actually any tag slabs, to be honest with you. I only have, and let me pull this out, is my card in a tag slab. But I've actually never bought a card in a tag slab. I don't know if it's just because they're not getting any exposure or anything. They're just not getting big enough. I really haven't heard a lot about them lately, so I don't know if they kind of fell off. But their slab is actually like really nice. I mean, this is my card, but their slab is cool. I dig like the laser engraving, how it's kind of like clear all the way through. It is really a nice slab, I'm not going to lie. And what's crazy is, you know, I talked about the rounded corners, and it's like, at least it's still the same size as like the PSA and like the SGC. And that's what I mean. It's kind of like they're all at least stackable in a sense. They'll fit in a box and all weird. But they're like in between the PSA corner and they're like halfway in between. I like the shape of the PSA better. I just don't like that label. Like I said, the tag slab is cool. It's super clear. I know people were talking about you could break them. You know, you can crack it super easy. I'm not going to try because I just thought it was cool to have one of my cards in there. But, I mean, dude, what are you really doing with your cards that you're going to break one of these things? You know what I mean? If you crack it, it ain't no good. I like the tag and the reports. Wish they could certify carry the value of others. Yeah, I mean, and they also don't do any vintage. So it's only modern cards that tag slabs, and I kind of like, I don't like that either because I have a lot of vintage. I'm a big vintage collector, so that kind of like ruled out tag. To be honest with you, had they did vintage, I probably would have went with tag because their slabs do look really, really good, and the clear label's cool. I mean, it's not intrusive. It looks great, and then whatever you display it in, you know, if it's up against green, it's green. It's kind of nice. But I just want to get you guys' opinion, see what you think. Who do you guys use? I like my PC and SGC, but I really don't pass up a good. Yeah, I mean, like I say, yeah, good price is a good price. But you like the SGC slabs, huh? Yeah, tag uses AI. I like that. I like the fact that they do like that digital fingerprint thing where they kind of, they'll get the card and then they scan it and it like actually takes like a fingerprint of the card, so people are cracking them and resubmitting them and stuff. It does help with the pop reports because honestly, pop reports are they're a joke to me because I feel like they're completely just crazy because people are getting 9s and recracking them and regrading them and recracking them and regrading them. So, you know, I'm sure the pop reports are seriously inflated, but with tag, I did see people actually resubmit some tag cards, and when they did the scan, it did come back that they had already graded the card, and they actually put it back in the same slab with the same level, or the same, they put it back in the slab, but they used the same exact label, insert number, and everything. So that's kind of cool. I like that they're doing that, but I guess because of the technology and the scanning they use, they're not able to do the older cards, the vintage stuff. Takes out the former McDonald's. I don't care. Workers grading them out. Yeah, I kind of like the human element. You know what I mean? But the thing is like I'm looking at PSA and I was watching a video the other day and they were talking about like the pop reports and stuff. And what was crazy to me was they were like PSA is grading 1.4 or 1.5 million cards a month. So I'm sitting there like, if you're grading that many cards a month, I mean, who are you hiring to grade these cards? You know what I mean? Just some kid off the street. I mean, there's got to be some kind of criteria or some kind of like boundary for it. And I think that's why we get such inconsistent grades out of PSA. I think they're just overdoing it. They're trying to pump too much stuff through there. And they're probably losing a little bit of that quality control, that consistency that we're looking for. You know, I guess it can happen like that when you start getting too big. They're grading 1 point. Look at if you did the math, what's that like? If they're doing 1.5 million slabs a month, right? If an average person grades 50 cards a day, you know what I mean? Or let's say they grade 100 cards a day. That's like what, 20 days in a month. So that's what, 2,000. So if they can grade 2,000, how many people grading 2,000 cards a month? You know, do you need to hit 1.4 million? It's like, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. You need a pretty big staff. So I don't know that they're getting that many qualified graders. So, and that probably contributes to the inconsistency. It is kind of nuts. But what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about the Chargers? show me some Charger love, dude. I usually get blasted because everybody comes on and seems to be a Packer fan. Between Hammy and Jazambi was on last week. You got sports card ripping teacher. You know, they like to kill me with your Packers, and they lost today. So, not to rub it in because I like the Packers, but Chargers didn't lose. They're not gonna. So we'll see. How many do they get monthly to have a huge backlog? Yeah, and that's the thing too is their backlogs, man. I mean, I don't want to send a card out and have it gone for 4 months, you know. Not that I do like a ton of prospecting, you know. Usually if I buy a card and I'm gonna, yeah, it was a good game all the way down to the wire. They get a backlog like that, and it's like I don't want to send a card out for 4 months to get it graded. It's crazy. I did send. I have my Barry Sanders National Treasures that I sent out. And it took like 5 months for me to get that. You know. It did. It took me like 5 months. Hey, the Colts look great, dude. Look, 2 days Ribs talking about his Colts. Hey, I like the Colts, man. I'm not against the Colts. Jonathan Taylor is like a beast, dude. That guy is just absolutely nuts. That run he ripped today was just freaking insane. He was just like running fools over and just tap dancing on foreheads, man. That guy's pretty awesome. What up, SV? We missed you last week, man. I figured you were probably fishing. But I know SV, he grade. You grade with PSA, don't you, Seth? I think Seth grades with PSA mostly. But yeah, we were just talking about some grading. We were talking about slabs, what slabs we like, what graders we like. I made a couple moderators too. I was trying to put Seth in there as a moderator, and I think I was trying to make Sick Twist a moderator, but for some reason it wouldn't do it. So I'll try it again. It let me put a few people in. So yeah, do you have like the higher level on the membership for PSA, or do you just have the low one? I personally have the lowest one. I had signed up with them. I've sent off quite a bit of vintage stuff and quite a bit of some of the new stuff, but I don't know that I'm going to keep it, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't. Yeah, the regular, so do I. And they keep sending me the magazine. I'm waiting for them to send me like a cool football cover, like football season's on its way, and then it gets here, and I'm getting like tennis or like, I don't know. What was the other one? There was a baseball one. I put it in a box. I was sending to Ken out there, Japan. Because I think he had, who was on it? I don't know where his box is at. It was like 2 months ago. This last month, I think, was like a WNBA or something. But, yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. You know, I like I said, I like, I haven't graded anything this year, but I'm going to get in a stack together. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I have to like go in with you. Just pay half for your thing and send them or something. I don't know. I don't like having to pay for like an extra, you know, membership. It kind of bugs me actually, especially when the value or the amount. I have the Seattle mag to my buddy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't like paying that extra money, especially when they charge so much for grading, dude. It's crazy. You know, you're paying for the thing, and they call it a special when they charge you like $20. Like, oh, it's our special. It's $19.99. I'm like, dude, really? It's pretty special. I actually feel special when I grade it. You know what I mean? At $20, but there's a Pokemon slab company that does it the right way, where they picture match the label to the card. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I've seen a couple of those companies pop up. Yeah, it was the Ichiro one. Yeah, I threw that in the box. I was going to send it out. Let Ken give it to one of the kids or something out there in Japan. But I've seen that. I've seen some companies that have done like some color match stuff with their labels. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I like the consistency in it. I just don't want it to be too intrusive, like the red. It's pretty nuts. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, I do grade a lot of cards, and I do buy a lot of graded cards. I'm a fan. You know, a lot of people don't like grading and stuff like that, and everybody's chasing the 10s and whatnot. I like it, and especially if you're buying cards online. You know, I think it's just a little safeguard for you. You know, I've said it before. You're gonna buy something. You're buying like a 9, a 10, especially vintage. You like kind of, you know, you're in the wheelhouse on the grade. Like, okay, if I'm buying this from this guy, you know, it's gonna show up, and it's gonna at least be close to what I'm paying for. You know, I think we've all got stories of picking up cards raw and stuff off of eBay and whatnot, and you get them and they're, you know, there's creases in them and stuff like that. So Hammy and his family came down. I think they got COVID, man, so they're all sick. So he didn't join me tonight. So get well, Hammy. You're too sick to come join us. Jump in the chat, brother. But yeah, that's it. Anybody pick up any good cards this week? Kind of show my pickups. Look at this, dude. Check this out, Seth. Go back in here. Look at this thing. Got me that Omarion Hampton. That year 1 on card auto. Oh, Vrabel Snakeskin. 2 of 2. What year is the Snakeskin? So, hey, what's going on, Arturo Aguilar? How's it going, man? Welcome to the Pigskin Press Box. We usually have a couple other people on. Today was kind of a rough one. The co-host Hammy, he was sick. I picked up this orange Omarion Hampton too, at 849. Just shoring up the PC a little bit, but what do you think about SGC? You got 2 gold downtowns. Which ones did you get? Oh, that's cool. You got the Tiger Stripe too. 2021. Those are cool. Jalen Hurts. Nice. What do you think about the SGC slab, Seth? Yeah, the 2025 Elites look great, dude. I think they're badass. I like these. Even the base cards look really cool. I ripped some blasters and stuff, and dude, I got hosed. I didn't pick up anything good. I have like this Najee Harris, you know, and then he gets hurt today, but even the base cards look really, really cool. I think they look better than most of the Elites. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not a huge fan. This is the only SGC slab I have, and it's my Jim Brown rookie. Doesn't that suck? It's like a freaking, looks like a tank sitting up in my case. But I'm going to get it out of this slab. I will. Jalen Hurts horizontal goal. Or, man, 9 out of 10. That's sick. You going to send that out for grading? Who are you going to send it to? Or are you just going to keep it raw? I think if I hit like a downtown, I've only pulled like one downtown. I think I pulled a Gronkowski in like 2021 or something like that. I've actually had no luck pulling those things. Let me see. Like let's look at PSA's website real quick. I wonder what they're charging right now. What's their special? Let me see. What are the specials are they running right now? I mean, dude, look at that. It's crazy. And you know what I don't like too? One of the things that pissed me off is anytime they're doing like these value grading and stuff, it'll be like just for, you know, ultra modern, just for vintage. But I mean, value bulk right now, TCG they're only charging $18.99. Like that's crazy. $19.99 right now. You know, so you're paying them what, $100 a year, and then you still have to pay $19.99 a card. It just doesn't make sense. And they're saying 65 business days. And they can't even meet that. That's like a lot. But yeah, you see it's like 20 card minimum for each era. You know, 80 to present or 79 and older. So that's what kind of sucks, you know. And then if you got some TCG cards, let's say you're collecting Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or something, and then you're trying to submit a few cards, but you don't want to submit 20, you know what I mean? And then you have some vintage or you have some, You know, you got old baseball cards or some new football, whatever. And then you're trying to submit them. It's like you have to submit, 60 freaking cards. You know, I feel like if you're in the collector's club, you should get that price and you should just be able to submit. Never pulled the Downtown Kaboom or one or the other from Absolute. Did I hit Vinny Test Genesis last year? Oh, yeah, it was Genesis. That's one of my favorites, dude. I like the Genesis and the Honeycomb. I'm a fan of Mosaic. Those are badass. Pulled the Montana down in town. Yeah. Let's see what some of the other grading companies are talking about. Let's see what CGC is talking about. I think CGC cards, they're a little bit cheaper usually. I actually used to have an account with them, but I let it expire. I didn't really continue on with that. You know, if you have a downtown, especially like Seth was talking about, he had a Montana, you got a Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's going to be a longevity card if you want to keep it. I'd grade it, you know. I mean, right now you're kind of stuck grading with PSA. I mean, I guess it's preference. You know, if you're going to PC the card, I would submit it to whatever company you like the case. I like CGC cases. I like the label. But it just depends. I mean, if it's something you're going to try to sell down the road, it's not something you really PC. I mean, I would just go with PSA so you're guaranteed the value. But other than that, I mean, my opinion on grading companies is that if Beckett used to be the top dog, you know, and then PSA took him over, and at any given time, the hobby could shift. You know, people could get pissed at PSA, or PSA have some kind of crazy nonsense go on. You never know. New grading company comes along, and they're better, so. Oh, will it? Let me see. Oh, yeah, add as moderator. There you go. I'm going to add you right now. You're a manager, dude. There you go. Yeah, PSA or mag holder if it doesn't look perfect. Yeah, I probably wouldn't send it if I didn't really think it was going to grade good. I'd go over it with a fine-tooth comb, make sure it's centered, you know. Pick up one of those centering tools, man. They sell them on like eBay and stuff. I mean, you can get them on eBay, you can get them on Amazon. But yeah, those things they're pretty helpful too. You know, just throw it in a penny sleeve and then put the centering tool on it. And then SGC, you know, with everything going on with those guys, I don't know. After PSA took them, they're like downsizing them and stuff like that. I think they've even had issues. They're doing $15 grading, and they're saying 15 to 20 days. But I've heard they've been slacking on their turnaround too. But I just can't get behind that slab, man. I don't want to tank, man. Hey, take it easy. I'll see you later, 2-day rips. Thanks for jumping in, dude, and thanks for just whooping us in the league. Yeah, I do like the where you can like keep your cards logged inside the apps for CGC. I mean for CGC or SGC and PSA. CGC doesn't have that in their app where you can like catalog cards and stuff. They don't even have an app, but that's pretty nice. And then I don't even know what Beckett's charging these days. Let's see. I couldn't even tell you. Let's see. International duties and taxes notice. Oh, if you're going out of the country. Let's look at cards. Yeah, see, I don't know. Their slab is just so ugly. Let's see what their pricing is right now. $14.95 base card, $3 upcharge for any 10s where subgrades are added. And that's another thing, man, is subgrades. I'm a fan of subgrades. I think every card company should have it, especially if you charge me $20 to grade it. Now, I'm not a fan of the subgrades on the front. Pop for PSA is only 2. Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't you say it's out of 10? So that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I do like the subgrades. I don't know that I like it on the front of the label though. I said I have a Justin Herbert, and it's got the subgrades, and it just makes all the rest of the text so small. It's hard to see it, like when it's actually printed. Yeah, I don't. Talking about like those, what are they, the NFTs and all that stuff they're doing right now? I'd take the 2K, dude. Oh, I'd send it back. How much did you pay for the Arena Club thing? I would freaking, I'd send that back for sure. And then the virtual cards, I'm not into it at all, dude. It's not even an option for me. I'd auction that thing, man. If you can double your money, dude, get rid of it. You know, here's Tag. I'm gonna bring up Tag real quick too, because you know I was a fan of them. I actually have seen them. They showed up at a couple of shows that I've been to, and oh, they're at the West Coast Card Show. Yeah, they were at shows that I was at. I think it was the West Coast Card Show used to be called the Burbank Card Show, and they actually had done this one for me too. You bought like their custom card or whatever. That's how I ended up getting my slabbed. I bought one of the custom cards that had like the little Burbank Card Show logo. But I did see their like process and stuff, and it's actually pretty cool. I mean, you can see it right here. They're kind of, it's all scanned and done through like AI grading. But if you go in, they have this, where's the one? I don't know if they took it off their website. Yeah, right here. Like you can see when it scans it, it like takes that blueprint of the card. You know what I mean? So it scans like all the, like a fingerprint. You know what I mean? And then if the card's sent off again, which would actually be kind of cool too, because if your card was stolen and you had it in a tag slab, you know what I mean? You'd probably report it and if somebody cracked it and sent it. But that's only if they sent it back to tag. But that is kind of cool. And I think, what are they charging for grading right now? I don't even know if they have their prices on it. Let's see. Pricing and services. Let's see. They're pushing that Pokemon, huh? So right now, and I don't. Do you have to be like part of their little collectors club first of all? I don't think they do, which is kind of a plus. But they're at $20 a card, $30 a card regular. What's that mean? Oh, 10 card minimum. So if you do 10 cards, $20 a card. For sure. I'll submit it for auction. I would get off that thing. Yeah, but even, I mean, look at that. $30 a card if you send it for one card. That's so crazy. And then you don't even get their little tag score. They're precise. Like this one's like a 970. So it's like, and that's really not a subgrade. That's just kind of like their version of a subgrade. And they don't even include that if you send it in. It says not included, the little tag score. So slab video. I don't know. It's a bit much. So out of all of them, I think, you know, if you're looking for value and you're going to be flipping a card, you're definitely going to want to go PSA. But I don't know. I mean, if you like a cool, good-looking slab, I'm going to be honest, man. These ones, I like the clear. What do you think? Take a poll right now. You want the clear slab or do you like the one with the frosted? You like the frosted PSA look or you like the clear one? I don't know, man. I like the clear slab. I think it just looks great. Especially if you have a case. Like I have a case that has like a black background in it. It just looks good. And then I put bumpers on my stuff too, usually. So anything I display, I put bumpers on. I actually have had cards fall, that's why. Yeah, clear, dude, 100%. Sick Twist said clear. Dude, if you just if you took a clear slab and had it the same shape as a PSA slab, that would be like the business. Yeah, SV says clear looks better too. It does, dude. And on the vintage cards, it looks so much better too. And you know what? I like that too because I feel like you can see the edges of the card a little bit better. I mean, not so much. They just kind of stand out. That's one of the other reasons I don't like the SGC. That black, you can see up to the edge, but you can't see like the edge. You know? Kind of like hides it a little bit. Like even on a PSA slab, even though it's frosted, if you look to the side, you can kind of see the edges, you know? You can definitely see them a lot better in the clear slabs. But, I don't know. And these, dude, they always, every time I've gotten Beckett slabs, they slab it with like a penny sleeve inside there. And it just looks tacky. I mean, look at that thing. You can't read the label. Let me see if I can get focus. It's so tiny. You know, this one has the subgrades on it. And it's like super, super tiny. And then they put that. I mean, I can see it maybe for die cuts or something, but get a penny sleeve that's clear. It just looks tacky to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just too picky. I don't know. If you're going for price, I don't know. I'd have to go with the clear slabs at SGC. But if you're going to flip it, go PSA. Shows the card nicer. Yeah, it does. It really does. So what up, Seth? Were you fishing last weekend or what? Did you catch anything? I haven't been fishing in a minute. My parents actually just are going camping and they were talking about fishing. They live up in Idaho. And they were going to go out camping and do some fishing and stuff. It's all freshwater. They don't have. They used to, when they lived out this way, we used to go out in the ocean all the time. We go out off of we used to go out like in Long Beach and fish off the oil derricks and stuff like that. Or go down to San Diego, go off the Coronado Islands down by Mexico, go for some yellowtail. Let me see. What about mags? You keep cards in mags? Well, yeah, you got ocean next to you, so saltwater is the way. Saltwater is fun, man. I keep mags, too. I like mags. You know another thing that's crazy? Here's one of the things I never understood. Is why do none of the grading companies' slabs have UV protection? I did a video on my Helmets and Hash Marks channel. And none of them have UV protection. And not even when they're like authenticating autographs. I'm like, that's crazy. And you could get one touches. And one touches are UV sealed. It's crazy. Yeah, dude, I have a ton of cards magged. The only thing is I get those BCW boxes and I put them in there. And they doesn't hold a lot of mags. I mean, it holds a lot, but they take up a lot of space. And they get heavy, dude. The mags, I feel like the mags get heavier than the top loaders. You start getting, 400 or 500 of them things in a box, man. It gets pretty heavy. What do we got on the score right now for the Chiefs game? I haven't even really been paying attention. Let's see. I haven't seen it, man. It was Nikki 2 times, man. I'm going to hit Nikki 2 times up. It's only 3-0, huh? First quarter. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Chiefs are done, man. They didn't look like themselves. I think their run is over, man. Let's see. Yeah, they're sitting at the bottom of the barrel. They lose tonight, man. They're going to be done already. me see. Show you what I'm looking at. It's horrible. Yeah, AFC West. Chargers, Denver, and then the Raiders. Who are we looking at? You got the Bills, man. The Bills look sharp, dude. What about James Cook, man? I got a bunch of his cards. I've been PCing him for a minute. Got an auto and a bunch of rookies. Cook is going off this year. Cincinnati, I think they're going to fall. I can't believe the Ravens, though. That's pretty crazy. And then the Colts. Colts are just killing it, man. Danny Dimes over there putting in work. Put up 41. That's crazy. I think that what their lowest scoring game was like 29 points, and then they scored like 32, I think, week 1. It's pretty nuts. But my Elway rainbow is magged. What rainbow are you collecting? Out of what set? The Prism or Mosaic or what? I got like a good McConkey rainbow going. And Joe Alt too. And yes, I even have the pink McConkey. I don't think I have a pink Joe Alt though. Somebody gave me a pink McConkey, dude. So I have to keep it. I don't get rid of my gifts. They always stay with me. Hey, did you see that? What Small Town Rips had sent me? He sent me that McConkey auto and then that Thule auto. That was so awesome, dude. It's Mosaic 2022. Oh, really? What'd you offer him for the gold out of 10? That ain't gonna be cheap, man. Is the out of 10, is it already graded or it's just raw? Well, if you don't have the 101, dude, that's gonna be the tough one to find. If it's ever, I mean, it might even be sitting in a box somewhere still. It might even not be pulled. 60 on 75. That's not bad though. For out of 10, that's actually pretty decent. I think it's worth that. All day. Well, you know, the thing is, especially nowadays, all the breakers and stuff like that, I don't think it has a defect, dude. I usually will zoom in and check. The thing is right now, the way that the hobby's going with all the breakers and stuff, pumping and dumping and hyping all kinds of stuff, the people are getting rid of like the veterans and stuff. They don't even care. I picked up who did I just pick up recently? I picked up a nice vet on like a Zebra or something, and it was cheap, dude. I was like, really? And my buddy Sean Sick Twist in there, dude. He's got a bunch of Dick Butkus cards like that he's picked up like out of 10s and like ridiculously crazy stuff. So it's cool. I pick them up, man. There are 3 101s to get. I have no intention on finding them unless by chance. Yeah, dude. The only time they sell like the vets really high is when they get the 101. Anytime somebody's got a 101 anything, they want to go absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah, dude, those Butkus cards you got are pretty sick, dude. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I really don't chase the rainbow stuff. I like to get like I collect PC Myles Garrett. So like if I find like the orange laser or something like that, I'll mess around and grab those because they're kind of like color match. But I generally don't chase the laser. Like usually if something's given to me or, you know, or they throw it in on a deal, then I'll take it. But usually I'll grab like color matches or anything that's like black, gold. That stuff works. All the silvers, I'll pick that stuff up. I got so many cards, dude. Look at this. It's insane, dude. Yeah, Small Town Rips had hooked me up, man, last week. He's not in here tonight, but shout out Small Town Rips anyways, dude. It's my dude. and the better half. I actually just ripped a box. What did I pick up? Let me see. Here, we'll go back to the card cam. Let's play around with some cards, dude. I grabbed this Terrell Davis. It's a green. I just ripped that tonight. I'm about to post a video. I didn't get a chance to earlier. I was watching the game, but see, cards like this, I mean, they're cool. But I'll send this one to you, Seth. You're the Broncos guy, but this Terrell Davis is nice, but it's green. You know what I mean? It doesn't match with the Broncos. I don't know. Yeah, I picked up that. I got a Romo Dunze, JJ McCarthy, Lamb Jack. Let me see. But see, like, I'll pick up. Let me see. These are some of the stuff that I PC. I like to grab some of the color match stuff. Let me see. I have a ton of crap, dude. I gotta put so much stuff away. It's insane. Let me see, like, these are just Chargers. Let's see. Grab this Brian Branch rookie. Just stuff that I have, man. I gotta put a bunch of stuff away. Picked up all the Brian Branches. Will Anderson. I don't think I have any parallels in here, dude. These are all just like base cards I had laying around. Let me see what's in here. Like, this Trey Benson's alright. I mean, even though it's a red, I kept that. Trey Hendrickson, sorry. He's badass. And that one doesn't look too bad. You know what I mean? Even though it's not a... Yeah, I'll throw that TD in your box, dude. But like this Jaden Daniels, dude, I'll get rid of that. Yeah, dude, Herbert's on the Spellbound again. I have the one that they did, what was it, 2 years ago he was in there, and he's in there this year. I'm trying to get the Herbert Spellbounds, and I wouldn't mind getting a Jaden Daniels Spellbound. But definitely not green. That looks ugly as shit. Montana. See, I keep those vets, dude. Earl Campbell. You shitting me? Joe Montana. Dude, I dig that stuff. That's why these are all top-loaded. These are all going to get put away. Monroe St. Brown. Derrick Henry, and Myles Garrett. Even when I just get base cards of players I like, dude, I keep them. Oh, here you go. Here's like a parallel. See, even though like the Eagles, the orange kind of looks gold. You know, but it still looks good on the Eagles, you know. That doesn't necessarily have to be a color match, but pink would suck. If I was an Eagles fan, I'd be pissed. Look at this Tua. This one's cool. The Tua on the teal. If you stare at it long enough, it almost makes you feel like you have a concussion. It's like, yeah. You know, just a bunch of stuff lying around. Ricky Pearsall, that was a cool one I pulled. It's just stuff. Just stuff. What else over here? I showed this one last week. Those are cool. Bijan Robinson. Well, yeah, I thought I had some more parallels, but I'll grab stuff like the Omarion Hampton I picked up's cool. I mean, it's on the orange, but it's kind of got that gold look to it. It doesn't look too bad. I think it's cool. It's kind of a color match. Well, what's the schedule like? Who are your Pats playing next week, Seth? Let's look at the schedule. Let's go. What is this? The Patriots play next week. What is that? Da-da-da. What does it show on here? Where's the schedule? I usually go on ESPN. Probably go over there, huh? Teams. And you guys play Carolina. How's the rest of your season look, though? Where's the Patriots at? Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. There you are. Okay, Carolina. Oh, Buffalo. That's going to be a tough one, dude. You guys are going to struggle with that. But then you got the Saints, the Titans, dude. These are like the easiest schedule in those 3 games. Look at that. Then the Falcons or the Bucks. That's going to be a tough one. Jets. Bengals aren't really. They'll be missing Joe Burrow. So, week 12, maybe he'll be back. What do they say, like 6 weeks or something like that for him? And you got the Giants. Ugh, and the Bills again. Ravens, Jets, Miami, Commanders. Oh, that was preseason, my bad. Wow, dude. Yeah, and those Bills, dude. The Bills look so sharp. Who else is sitting here? You like the Broncos. Let's see what Sigtua is talking about. We'll find the Broncos. Where they at? The teams and Broncos. The Broncos schedule look like. Look at that. Let me just give you a little reminder what happened tonight. Full schedule. So Broncos got the Bengals next week, and then they got the Eagles. That's a tough one. And they got the Jets, the Giants. Those are winnable games. Cowboys. That's a winnable game. The Texans are struggling a little bit. And then you got the Raiders. You know, I think as the season goes on, dude, the Raiders are scary. They're gonna wreck some seasons. And then you got the Chiefs. So you play most of your division games. Then you go into the bye. The Packers, they look good. They lost today, but they look good. Jacksonville. It's not the worst schedule. That's going to be good. We end the season with the Broncos. Let's see. Who else is in the room right now? Let's see. No, we don't want to subscribe. Leave us alone. See what the Chargers schedule looks like. Those first 3 games are big. I know we got the Eagles coming up. Let me see. Broncos. We've got the Giants next week. Then we got the Commanders. Jaden Daniels should be back then. We got Miami. That's a winnable game. I mean, I think we could beat the Giants. Speaking of which, it's still 3-0. Oh my God. The second. The Commanders, I mean, that's a winnable game. They're a scary team, though. But we got them at home, so that's good. And the Dolphins, we go out to Miami. We should be able to take that. That's a winnable game. The Colts, you know, if they stay on the tear that they're on, that's a scary game. Minnesota, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. We have a couple games. Those are all winnable games. I think the Chargers have a solid record this year. We win more than 12, I'll tell you that. The Eagles, we got them week 14. That's going to be tough. I don't know, man. I'm pretty stoked about it. They got a pretty decent schedule. I mean, I'm worried about the Eagles and then, you know, the Colts. Those are going to be 2 tough ones. I've got the Herbert H. Need that one? Is it green? I don't have the H. I only have 2 of the Herberts from this year. I mean, they're both the same. One is I think it was like which one did I have? I think I might have put them away already. I only had I think, what was it? Lavender or whatever. I think I got the lavender one, and then I got the green one. Let me see which one I have. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, I have the lavender and the pink. That's what I got stuck with. Those are the only ones. And I literally have the first E. Yeah, I have the first E. Let me see. See? I got the lavender one and the pink. Literally the same card. I don't know, maybe we'll just get the E rainbow. Dude, that pink is so obnoxious, dude. Isn't that the worst looking card ever? But Yeah. It'll go in the box. The lavenders weren't that bad, though. I didn't mind them so much. This was the lavender little... They didn't call it the disco, but it's kind of like the disco. And the lavenders didn't look bad because they weren't, like, super purple. So I thought that was kind of cool. They weren't too bad. But let's see what time we got. Say we hit an hour. I think I can smell the lasagna cooking. We're having lasagna tonight. So the fiance hooked it up. Probably get ready to head out for the evening. I want to thank everybody again. You got 40 on the lavender ward. Oh, did you? That's good. I would have dumped it. Was it the disco one or it was just the regular, the base? Was it that lavender? I forgot what they called it. Yeah, later, Sick Twist. I'll let you later. Yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by, Lisa, and we had Arturo tonight. We had, who else was up in here? Of course, we had 2 days rips and sports card rip and teacher Vince, and some of the other fellas. Dino was up in the house for a little bit. It was good to see all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys being around, coming and checking us out, supporting the local knuckleheads like me. But I'm going to go ahead and head out for dinner. So thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you guys next week. And hopefully we'll have Hammy back. And I think we have another guest that's going to be on. Possibly even 3. So I'm going to reach out to somebody and we'll see if we can get a good show together. So if you guys anybody's interested in coming on, just hit me up. It's pigskinpressbox@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and we'll get you guys on. So have a good night and peace out.